Hi, I'm Sean, a very warm welcome. So today I'm chatting about the astrology energy for the week starting Monday the 17th. Many astrologers are calling this the biggest week of the year, and the Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees will be a major shift for many of us. I made a video on this conjunction which I'll post below. So listen to my intro and then scroll down for your sun, moon and rising sign. On Tuesday the 17th we have a solar eclipse in Aquarius. Aquarius is associated with collective shifts, networks, systems and future ideas. This solar eclipse plus a new moon forms a reset button with force. It wipes an old pattern and creates the first outline of a fresh one. I think this one draws attention to things like how we handle groups, how we share ideas, and how we take part in a wider circle. Then on Friday is the big one, Saturn Conjuncts Neptune at 0 degrees Aries. This is rare. The last Saturn-Neptune conjunction was in 1989. Those years marked the collapse of old systems, the rise of new structures, and shifts that shaped entire generations. Now the cycle restarts, this time at 0 degrees Aries, the very first moment of the zodiac. Saturn stands for form, discipline, and material reality. Neptune stands for vision, dissolution, and the unseen. When they meet, one brings borders and the other melts them. At 0 degrees Aries, this meeting sends a message. A new era begins with both clarity, but some haze too. This conjunction pushes us to sort through illusions and dreams that need grounding. It's a big reality check. So let's go on and look at each sign. Hi Aries, the Aquarius eclipse lands in your 11th house of community, networks and long-term goals, pushing you to refresh your place in groups. This might look like joining a new team, reconnecting with friends, or shifting your future plans. On the 20th, Saturn and Neptune meet in your first house, bringing a long-term reset to your identity and direction. For example, you may change how you show up, or how people read your energy, even in small ways. Hi Taurus, the eclipse activates your 10th house of career and public direction, opening a new chapter in how you lead or what you aim to achieve. For example, this may show up as a new professional project or a shift in reputation. Saturn-Neptune in your 12th house begins a deep internal cycle, clearing old patterns and preparing space for a long-term rebirth. Hi Gemini. Your 9th house of beliefs, travel and expansion lights up under the eclipse, encouraging you to explore new views or study something that shifts your worldview. For example, you may sign up for a course or plan a future trip. Saturn-Neptune in your 11th house begins a slow restructuring of your social circles and long-term vision. Hi Cancer. The eclipse activates your 8th house, pointing towards shared money, debts, commitments, or emotional bonds. This can show up through finances with others or a deeper conversation you cannot postpone. Saturn-Neptune in your 10th house starts a major chapter in career structure and public purpose, with slow changes that stick. Hi Leo. The eclipse lands in your 7th house of relationships, opening new pathways in partnerships, collaborations, or agreements. For example, you might redefine terms with someone important. Saturn-Neptune meeting in your 9th house begins a long-term shift in your beliefs, your principles, and the direction your life philosophy takes. Enjoy the new explorations. Hi Virgo. The eclipse energizes your 6th house of routines, health, and work systems, prompting new habits or updates to daily structure. For example, you may streamline your schedule or adjust your wellness practices. Saturn-Neptune in your 8th house shapes long-term changes around shared resources, boundaries, and deeper emotional cycles. Hi Libra, the eclipse activates your 5th house of creativity, children, romance, and personal expression, sparking a new cycle of joy-based decisions. For example, you may return to an old passion or start a new creative project. Saturn-Neptune in your 7th house launches a long-term restructuring of relationships and commitments. A new cycle of friends and relationships is starting. Hi Scorpio. The eclipse highlights your 4th house of home, family, and foundations, encouraging a reset in your living environment or family dynamics. For example, you might shift rooms, redecorate, or revisit old family roles. Saturn-Neptune in your 6th house begins a long-term rewrite of work patterns, health routines, and service roles. Sagittarius. This eclipse hits your 3rd house of communication, neighbors, siblings, short trips, skills. This house rules writing, speaking, daily logistics, and tools. New channels open in how you connect. A few examples. You start a simple content schedule. You take a skills class. You fix your inbox rules. You bike instead of drive for nearby errands. Your mantra. I say it clear and keep it moving. Saturn Neptune in your 5th house starts a long-term chapter around creativity, children, and self-expression, with more purpose behind your choices. Hi Cap. This eclipse hits your 2nd house of money, assets, budget, values, self-worth. Don't panic, it's unlikely you'll lose your job. This house is about earning, spending, pricing, and what matters. A clean money move is ready. Some examples. You set a savings rule. You adjust your rate. You cancel one unused subscription. You track expenses for 30 days. Your mantra. I value my time and price it well. Saturn-Neptune meeting in your 4th house begins a multi-year evolution of home dynamics and emotional foundations. So many of you may start thinking about moving. Hi Aquarius. This eclipse hits your 1st house of identity, body, image, and personal path. If you are an Aquarius rising sign, you will especially feel this eclipse. This house is your reset button. A new chapter in how you present and choose begins. Some examples. You update photos and LinkedIn profile. You pick one fitness habit that fits your day. You state a boundary out loud and keep it. Your mantra, I lead with who I am. On Friday, Saturn-Neptune in your 3rd house slowly reshapes your communication style and the way you share your message with the world. Hi Pisces. This eclipse hits your 12th house of rest, release, privacy, and behind-the-scenes work. This house covers your inner life. A quiet shift supports recovery and focus. Some examples. You take a social media break. You start a simple meditation. You finish a project in draft before you show it. Your mantra. I pause, clear, and prepare. The Friday Saturn-Neptune meeting in your 2nd house begins a long-term restructuring of your finances, your values, and what security means to you.